from a full-time wheelchair user, what clinicians never ask.
A bit more, if they don't already, is road safety.
When you say road safety, what specificity of road safety are you referring to?
A lot of time, wherever we live, the pavements on our streets aren't level. They're all broken up. Maybe you have a camber to one side or the other side, and that sort of thing. Or how to get over the bobbles at traffic lights and zebra crossings. They have that bobbled surface. For a wheelchair, they can be awful. Considering those sort of things and exploring how that person would get over that themselves, either as an independent wheelchair user or somebody who's pushing them as the carer. Because so many times I see carers pushing hard, pushing the person in the wheelchair, and they bump up against a broken curb or a broken pavement or these wobbly bits, and the wheelchair just goes like that and stops and almost throws the person out of the wheelchair. So the road safety sort of is in that bit there, but also it's about being risk aware, because again, being wheelchair users, we're more at risk of hitting small obstacles on the pavements, and that kind of thing. Like even the smallest stone can stop your wheelchair and get caught. It can skid you off to one side. It can stop you completely. Broken pavements, tree roots in the pavement, that kind of thing. Exploration, I guess, with the therapist and the user about just maybe a little safety talk about being aware that the ground isn't flat, isn't smooth, and there's tiny obstacles that can actually stop your wheelchair dead. And I've been thrown out of my wheelchair by tiny little things in the road. In the pavements, little tree roots sort of popping up from the middle of the pavement and that kind of thing. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
This is more like an insider's gist. Like, I'm learning so much from this particular episode. Now, still on road safety, I'm aware that when we do a power wheelchair assessment, we are able to go to the house and then we assess the home. And sometimes, because of it is powered wheelchair, you have multiple layers of assessment, and you also have the driving assessment. And during the driving assessment, I'm also aware that we can even go as far, depending on the amount of time you have and how close the shop is. You can even say that the patient should drive the powered wheelchair to the nearest lock-up stores or shops where they can buy they will be buying things, and from then you can risk assess the road and then give several advice. But I know this is not also very common across the UK. Like, clinicians may not go this far before issuing a powered wheelchair. But now my question is, when it comes to manual self-propelling wheelchair, are you trying to say that this level of risk assessment and road safety is very, very relevant as well? Because most time the assessment is completed in the clinic, the driving assessment is completed in the clinical space, and everything is done, and then the wheelchair is issued, and the person have to go to the communities.
Exactly. And all it takes, is for one person, or for that one person who you've passed on a manual wheelchair to go outside, get caught by a stone or a broken paving slab or anything, and the chair to tip forward or stop, that wheelchair may possibly end up back in the house, back in the cupboard, or back in the living room in the corner somewhere, and not be used ever again. Because they've gone out, they've got scared, and they don't know how to get over that issue. And that puts the fear of God into them, because they think, I don't want to fall in my wheelchair, I don't want to make a fool of myself, I don't want to hurt myself, and so it stays in the house, and then you've helped isolate that person further by not giving them the right tool and the right knowledge to get out.
That is very good. I think definitely I would want to do more of that road safety instruction, basically why issuing a manual wheelchair, because I think it's something that is not very much considered. Of course, you give advice here and there in terms of protecting the shoulder, avoiding steepy curbs and all of that, or steepy terrains and all of that, using suitable or even advising them to learn wheelchair skills, because sometimes I do refer people to
Go Kids Go.
Exactly, Go Kids Go.
But you can also now refer them to me, because I run a wheelchair training skills program as well.
Very true. I have you on my list now. So I will recommend more that they come to you. I know a lot of clinicians may not really emphasize so much on, but of course, from what you've shared, it's a very important thing, and as you shared, it could even lead to someone not using their wheelchair, whereas that wheelchair is actually suitable for them to use. But because they don't know, they just drop it out of fear. Jamie, this is just very quick one. Can you give us the major assumptions that every wheelchair, this is more like we are closing up, rounding up, what are the major assumptions that every wheelchair clinician should stop having or stop assuming in terms of wheelchair assessment and patient care?
Well, I would stop assuming that the person knows exactly how to use the wheelchair, because it's not intuitive. It's not something that you learn naturally. I would ask them more about what they do during the day, picture of their fatigue, their pain, what things that might be causing them more issues in other areas, and have they noticed any sort of degeneration in their condition. It's always been very important for me as an individual. This is not as a therapist or anything else. It's as an individual. It's always been very important for me to be everything that I want to do. And I've taken my wheelchair some strange places. I've taken my wheelchair up a mountain before now. I wasn't necessarily in the wheelchair, but I took it up there. I've gone abseiling down mountains in my wheelchair, which isn't recommended for everybody, obviously, but for me, I'm a very active user. And I say it to everybody, all my patients, all my clinicians, all my clients, and other clinicians. What I do is, it's not extreme, and as I've got older, it hasn't actually. I've stopped doing a lot of those things now, but it's given me the skills to actually live a life. Now, I would say, going back to your original point about what I would ask therapists to be more aware of, not to assume so much of, but I'll find out from the person what they want to do, what their goals are. Because the chair that they're offering, or sort of advising on, if it's a personal wheelchair budget, may not do the things that they want it to do. Because I remember going back many years ago when I was a child. I was given what you probably wouldn't even know this wheelchair, but some older therapists would do. It's called an 8BL wheelchair. Okay, it was a very basic wheelchair, and it was awful. It was built badly. For me, it fell apart very easily, and I would go back to the wheelchair services almost every 3 months and say my wheelchair's broken, because it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. They never thought that I was as active as I am, and I'm sure. I know wheelchairs these days, and from the wheelchair services, are much stronger than they used to be. But it's. I think it always begs the question from the therapist: what is it that you want it to do? That keeps it very person-centered and very on point for that person, and that person will be more accepting of what you're giving them if you've actually taken the time to find out.
I think you said this earlier in this conversation as well. In addition to asking and listening and really hearing what the person wants to do, it's always good that with our clinical knowledge, we actually balance and ensure that the person is not just getting what they want to get, but what is posturally, functionally, and mobility-wise suitable for them to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very important. Okay, just your last word for today's episode. What would you want to say to people watching, the clinicians, the wheelchair users? What statement will you leave them with?
I would just say that from a wheelchair user's point of view, for the wheelchair user to be more understanding probably of the constraints that wheelchair therapists are under. Yeah. If they're in the wheelchair services, they may see that you need a better, stronger, lighter wheelchair.
Yeah.
But their budgets don't allow for that sort of thing. They're very constrained in what they can offer, and that's their frustration as therapists. And I can appreciate how frustrating it is for wheelchair therapists who see the need for better wheelchairs, better understanding. Just be a bit. I think it's for both wheelchair users and clinicians to be more mindful of each other's situation.
Today's conversation reminds of that rehabilitation is more effective when clinical expertise as well as lived experience are seen as equal partners. Here you are not saying, oh, I am the expert, and wheelchair user is not saying, oh, it is my life. Rather, both partners are collaborating to ensure that the best level of function, the best level of support is achieved. As physiotherapists, sometimes we may focus on movement, we may focus on activities of daily living, we may focus on different bits and pieces, but it is always good that we remember that people are living a full life, and we should look at them as a holistic individual with all their activities and functions wanting to be achieved. And by so doing, with this perspective, we are able to actually help and support in such a way that these people actually feel supported, and not just feel supported, in such a way that in real life they are able to achieve the functions as much as possible.
Yeah.
I would say thank you so much, Jamie, because you've both shared your experience as an occupational therapist, and again, you have digged deep and brought out some wisdom from your more than 4 decades of experience as a wheelchair user, and this is something that I think we really appreciate. Thank you so much, everyone. This is the end of this episode, a confession from a full-time wheelchair user, what clinicians never ask. Like our podcast and subscribe. Will come again your way. Thank you.